Everybody, have you heard the news? We got a brand new show that's breaking all the rules. Started out from VA and now we on the move. From local to global, cause we got something to prove. We came from the bottom, now we at the tippy top. To hold it down for our people, cause we all we got. It's a cold, cold world, but we keeping it hot. With our future on the line, ain't no time to stop. All work over here, still we having fun. Yeah, we say it like it is, ain't no holding our tongue. Go get us on the team, yeah, we getting it done. And shout out to Travell, girl, you number one. It started with a dream that turned into a vision. To educate new generations is our mission. Ears to the streets, yeah, we steady politicking. If it ain't about to change, mind your business.
Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. Wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. We top six like we all up on the gram with it. Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. We top six like we all up on the gram with it.
Yo, what up? This your boy Super K from Super Sound Lounge, rocking with your favorite podcast, Wait Again a Minute, listed on all platforms, iTunes, Google Play, Tidal, Spotify. Y'all already know the vibe. Tune in.
Welcome to another episode of Wait Again a Minute podcast. Today is Tuesday, March the 29th, 2022. Episode tonight, we have another special guest in regards to our March Madness. Without further ado, Mr. DeAndre Fulton, how are you?
I'm well. Today is pretty productive.
That's good. Well, then you know what? That's always a good day when it's productive, and you can see what actually went on. So I want to actually thank you for accepting our invitation to come on Wait Again a Minute podcast. You could have been anywhere else, but hey, guess what? You're here. So now that we got you here, we're gonna talk a little while.
Sounds fair to me.
Are you quiet?
Nah, the room is, but that's a good thing.
That's good. That's good. So can you introduce yourself to our viewers and listeners of Wait Again a Minute podcast?
So my name is DeAndre Fulton. I'm from Norfolk, Virginia.
Okay.
I'm owner founder of Abstrack Global, specializing in video and audio production. I consider myself to be a content creator. So not to marginalize or categorize myself as being either a videographer solely or just solely in studio production.
Right.
I kind of have a hand in both. I've been shooting and behind boards for about 10 years. And
see, you look like you're about 20 years old.
Thank you.
Like after 10 years, like, come on now.
Yeah, about 10 years. And I've actually been operating as a business for about 6 years now.
Okay. So what made you get into first start with the videography? What made you get into doing that?
Well, I was a artist, a rapper, as most people know. And I don't know, I always wanted to be in a music video. I always wanted to shoot a music video. I had so many ideas about what it was like. And so as a rapper, I looked at the market, seen who was shooting videos. I got with a production company, and we shot a few videos, and they were good.
Right.
But I'm one of them people that after I do something, I like to go back and analyze it, and analyze it again, and then analyze it again, and then kind of step away, and then go back and analyze it again.
Oh my God.
And I looked at the market that I was in at the time for what I knew it.
Okay.
As I knew it, and I seen that there was a lack of like creativity across the board. And I felt like I could provide, because I'm an artist at heart. I taught myself how to draw when I was 6.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I've always been infatuated with art and just creating, and just how they say art imitates life imitates art. So I would see things in real life and I would draw them. And so with the video, I was like, man, it can't be that hard. So what I did was I borrowed a video camera from one of my friends. He wasn't using it.
It was just collecting dust.
Yeah, it was just collecting dust. And I was like, let me just use it for a day or two. And a day or two turned into about a week or two. And then I had it for about a month or two.
Oh my gosh.
I gave it back to him.
So you basically took over his camera? For a while.
How did Red say it's both of our
Oh,
bikes? You know,
okay.
so I just had it more.
Okay.
And I I really got to know that camera.
Okay.
Um,
What kind of camera was it?
it was I can't even remember. It was a camcorder though, like one of the
Okay.
ones you actually hold up. And I went in the neighborhood and I just started filming stuff. I think I filmed like the back of my car, and
Well,
it was
damn.
a car riding past, and I tried to make it
Mhm.
like blow up or something. I tried to do some
Right.
special effect. Like I came in like it really like OD.
Head
Yeah,
first.
not on like a simple music video. I came in trying to do special effects. So I'm
But
research.
how do you do how did you get to the special effects part? Like, cause for me, like, I don't know, with video, like I could do stuff in post all day as far as photography,
Okay.
but videography, I hate it.
Mm.
Probably because I don't like it, so I kind of like showing away from it. So how did you say, you know what, I want to make this car blow up? And how did you know how to make the car blow up?
Well, at the time, YouTube had a lot more substance because it wasn't as saturated as it is now. Now
Right.
everybody has, they create a cult followings and take them, to their
Mhm.
websites, and they charge you for stuff that used to be free a few
Right.
years ago. And so it was a lot more fruitful content online
Mhm.
where I could go and I could see, tutorials and people actually showing you how to do different things. Of course, I
Okay.
just wanted to learn how to just edit the video, but I seen that they were taking it to another level with the special effects, and I was like, well, hey, all I got is this one little clip. I don't actually have a full video,
Full
so
video. Okay.
I'll just spend
Gotcha.
my time working on this one little clip that I
Mhm.
have, because I don't have enough to create a whole entire video. And I guess through manipulating that footage, that clip right there, it taught me so much about just editing in
Mhm.
itself. And then I used to go to a studio. I had a producer because, like I said, I was still rapping and I
Okay.
had a job and things like that. So I had time, which is something that's very important when you want to learn anything. Like, you have to have
That's
the
right.
time for it. And so I had the time to go to my friends, and then I had money to take care of myself, because I was working. And so
Mhm.
I could go shoot for them to get experience. And they in the studio, and they doing X, Y, and Z to get the money to pay for the studio. So they don't have the time like I have the
Right.
time, and I'm like, let me just shoot your video, give me some gas money or whatever. And
But then, but that was a good point that you just made, like about putting in that time.
yeah.
In order to perfect your craft, like you have to set aside that time and learn your craft. And like you said, just keep going back and forth, just trying to figure out what works, what doesn't work until you get it to where you want it to be. Is there any body that you actually looked at for inspiration? Like, well, when I look at your videos, I thought about, even though it's not, you're not on the same caliber as him, so I don't want you to get mad. I thought about, because back then I was thinking about like Benny Boom and them, like
Mhm.
back in the day, because I don't even know if they even shoot videos anymore, because I don't even watch videos
Uh,
like that, so I don't even know.
mhm.
So, do you have anybody that actually inspired you to do that?
Um, I like the works of the Hype Williams,
Okay,
and
gotcha,
like
gotcha.
the F. Gary Gray with Straight Out of Compton. And um there's like bodies of work that I can say, oh, I like that, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm even inspired about some local some like
Local
local
people.
videographers, yeah, local production crews, companies. But it's like certain things that just stick out to me.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been one of those people to just follow somebody like their whole entire journey, because
Okay.
there comes a point in time where you have to um take your eyes off of them, and put your eyes on what it is you're trying to
That's
do.
right. That's right.
And
Absolutely.
so it's like I watch those movies, and then somebody will say, they shot that movie too, and I'm like, oh wow, dang, I didn't even know,
Mm-hmm.
and not like this, I like that, and I'm like, wow, I really like what this person does. Then even though I'm not aware that I'm actually watching their work all the time. But I'm not a person that's like real keen with names. I'm
Okay.
terrible with names. I'll ask you your name 3 times, 4
Well,
times,
hold on now. You a little too young for that now. How you not remember
uh,
nobody's name?
because because I try so hard to grasp what it is that you're saying.
Okay.
You know,
Okay,
and
gotcha.
it's like a name, you know, a name is just usually comes out like fast, you know, because people trying to hurry up and get on or get, you know, everybody wants something.
Yeah,
You know, whether
that's
it's
true.
information, whether it's a ride, whether it's some money, like everybody wants something. And I think the last thing that people really want is your name. I'm just being honest.
Oh, okay.
Like if you gave a homeless man $100, he don't care about your name.
That's true. That's absolutely true.
He care if you got another $100 when he see you again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so that's just real the ugly honest truth about, you know, where we are as people, like, you know. And then somebody gave us that name, like, you know, we ain't give
So
ourselves
basically
that
what you're
name.
saying is your name does not define who you are. You don't
Absolutely
think so?
not.
Now let me ask you this. Being that because when I look at your work, it's kind of, to me, I think you're a little ahead of what's going on now from what I see, far as locally anyway.
Mhm.
I don't know about but when I do look at you, like far as nationally or whatever, I look at like Missy Elliott in them videos and stuff like that. That's the way I look at your body of work.
Well, that's standard. And I feel like I moved away a while back, you know,
Okay.
and you know, I returned to Virginia. I think I left like 2012. I was back and forth to DC,
Okay.
working for the government, and then it was a government shutdown. I
Mhm.
felt the effects of that, and then
Mhm.
I had put in some transfer papers to go from DC to Texas.
That was a big change.
Yeah, I had never been to Texas. It was like a
Yeah.
leap of faith. Like I wanted to go
And
so
far.
yeah, I ain't know anybody. Like no, only
I
one
know.
person I met through music. Like, you know, and you know, we still cool.
Mhm.
You know, but we met in a studio, and I believed in, you know, what he was doing, and he believed in what I was doing, and
Okay,
I had
gotcha.
did some homework about Texas and how it was, you know, emerging for young professionals, people that, you
That's
know,
crazy
and
you said that.
yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't want to go to Atlanta because it was so oversaturated
Yeah,
at the time.
definitely. You
And
can't
I
even
was like,
hardly
well,
move there.
I was like, well, what's the next biggest thing? You
Mhm.
know, and you know, Charlotte was coming up, but they were still a bit, you know, behind. Like
Right.
they weren't where they at now. Now it's almost like Atlanta, you know, with the,
Mhm.
you know, people flooding in and everything. But Texas was one of those places. It was just like, um, it's a lot of young, wealthy
Well, to
people,
do,
you know,
yeah.
and they're making it on their own. The cost of living is, you know, is ideal for somebody that's single, you know,
Mhm.
and just trying to do their thing. And so I was like, wow, this makes a lot of sense, you
Right.
know. And so I just, once the government opened back up and transfer went through, um, I just got in my car and left. You know,
You drove to Texas.
yeah, I drove.
Woo.
Yeah, I drove. I stayed.
Your first time,
First time
man.
going to Texas, I that was it. I
Oh
drove.
wow.
Everything in the car, studio equipment,
Just
everything.
gone.
Yeah, uniforms, everything. I'm in there. I'm
Mm.
gone. That's it.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about. So we're gonna go back a little bit
Yeah.
about DeAndre as a little boy. Like, how did you grow up? Like, were you
Oh
into
man.
everything? Were you kind of quiet?
Well, I was kind of quiet, but I was I don't know. I was into business even young. You
Okay.
know, like depending on how young we talking. I mean, I was quite advanced for my age.
Mhm.
I remember being in kindergarten reading to second graders. Like
Okay.
they would take me out of class and I would read to second graders, first graders, and
And you were reading fluently?
yeah, I was reading novel books.
Oh well, dang.
Yeah,
That's
I was
good.
reading novel books, and just before, like they was actually considering skipping me, and
Mhm.
my mom ended up moving, and you know, her and my dad separated, and so we moved, and you know, it was just a lot of moving around,
Right.
and I actually moved 3 times before I finished kindergarten. Like in
Dang.
one school year, I moved three
You're trying to
times.
move away from each other?
Home.
Your mom was trying to get away from your dad?
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah, that type stuff.
Okay.
And yeah, man. So, you know, I was young. I didn't know what was going on, but it kind of shaped and molded me even to, you know, the way I move nowadays, you know,
Right.
because as much as I like to you know, ground myself
Mhm.
and you know, commit, it it kind of was a gift and a curse because I don't get too comfortable in places where I shouldn't be comfortable. But it's like, in what I do, you have to build team.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you have to build team, and so it hinders me with team building because
I was about to ask you that.
yeah, I'm so busy trying to advance, and it's like, dude, you can't do that without a team, and
you
and
can't
I
do
know,
everything by yourself.
yeah, and I know they say you can't use can't, but that's BS. Like, can't, if you couldn't use can't, it wouldn't have been created. Like,
Right, that's right.
nobody
That's
wouldn't have
right.
created the word can't, and it's like you gotta know your limits as a human being.
Mhm.
Like, it doesn't mean that you don't have full potential, or you can't reach your full capacity. It just, I know that is not for me. That's not for me. That's why people do become great, is because they realize what's not for them.
Right,
You
right.
know?
And it's true. You definitely can't do things by yourself. Even though, like, I understand, what you do is your baby or whatever, but you do need some support. You do need a team of people. But the fortunate thing is we can kind of, in the business that you're in, you can kind of create that team. If I don't want you there, dude, like, you gotta go.
Yeah.
If we're not vibing, if it's not, if it's not mutual or whatever, or on your end, because if you aren't feeling what's the situation, then you're not gonna be as good as you are.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely feel you on that, and I'm guilty of that myself. I'm learning myself, and I'm about to be 45, and I'm still learning. So I definitely feel you and understand you with that.
Yeah.
Building that about trusting people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But okay, so you're from Norfolk. So how was it growing up like in Norfolk? Besides you moving there every other day.
Other than me moving, I was a kid that I had a hustle young. I was learning about how to make $1 when I was young. Like, let me see, I was about maybe 8 years old when I first had a business. I was
What kind of business you had?
I was like the candy man.
Ain't no way.
My grandma used to, like spoil me. I'm gonna keep it real. Like, I love my grandma. She used to take me to like the dollar stores and tell me and my cousin, you can get whatever you want.
Yeah.
And I think one day we was having a conversation about making money off the candy, because I wasn't like a big sweet eater. I wasn't real big into the sweets, because my dad wasn't with all of that. Like, he wasn't with nobody overfeeding us or giving us a lot of candy. Like, he was, like, we would, keep your teeth right. That was that was the thing. He gets an apple, something like that. So with me getting all this candy, the conversation with me and my grandma is like, making money with it. And so she helped me pretty much set it up.
Okay.
To where I'm making the frozen cups, and I got the candy.
So you were the real candy man.
Yeah, and she stayed out of it. Like, after she took me, to the Dollar Tree and got everything I needed.
Right.
She didn't get involved in nothing I was doing. I was pretty much like on my own with it. I don't even think my dad knew like that I was selling candy. And so I remember that summer, I think I made about $500. Like,
you were booming then.
Like 8. And so what I did was, this is why it's so funny that I'm in business now. And I struggle with team building, because what I did was, I had 2 grandmas living in the same neighborhood. So this is my dad's mom that I'm talking about.
Okay.
And then, my mom's mom, rest her soul. She lived across the street from where Sweet Pea Whitaker and them grew up at, in Young's Park. Rest his soul too. But I had a younger cousin. She was 6, and I went over there and I said, "Hey, you wanna make some money?" So she like,
hold on now. You ate, and you asked her if she want to make some money.
I asked her if she want to make some money. She's like, "Yeah." I say, "Drink this bottle of hot sauce."
Ain't no way.
So she drank the bottle of hot sauce.
The whole bottle.
Not the whole bottle.
Oh, she just drunk out
she
the
just
bottle.
Yeah, and I was
Okay.
like, all right, cool. This is how you gonna make some money.
Right.
So I took some of my candy, and frozen cups from what I was bringing up from my other grandma house, and I got her started. 6 years old, and she made about $300.
So you were producing entrepreneurs at 8. You're an entrepreneur, and you produce an entrepreneur at 8.
Yeah. And shout out to my cousin Jasmine, because now she's a doctor.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she's a doctor.
You might have been instrumental in doing that for her.
Yeah, we still talk about it from time to time. Yeah. She graduated from Marshall, so she's dope. Yeah, she's dope.
Wow. Okay, so you grew up in Norfolk. You were an entrepreneur at 8, which is very early.
Yeah.
So, but you always knew you had that knack for like business.
Absolutely. But on the downside, because everything has a downside to it. On the downside, school, I was always good and smart, the honors classes and things like that. I had teachers that used to take me and another student outside of school and take us, to lunch and take us to their house. And, like they really poured into, because we growing up in Young's Park, like, that's like the hood, going to Young Park Elementary. I remember being a hall monitor and people hated me. Like my peers hated me because I'm telling them go to class, like get off the water fountain.
They hated you because you were doing your job.
Yeah, but I'm hall monitor. I got a thing with the badge and all that, and it's like I'm looking at it like the perks of doing this. I'm not really trying to be over y'all like on no police stuff, but I was into opportunities that made my life easier because we already growing up hard. We don't know that we growing up hard at the time, but it when I look back on my life, it was like all I wanted was for things to be a bit easier, and so I would take those opportunities because while everybody got to be in class, I don't.
Okay.
I get an extra little, and then lunchtime, everybody's eating government food and I'm getting takeout. You know what I'm saying? So
you had little perks.
Yeah, and like I say, I look back and that's really what I was doing, even though I wasn't consciously thinking about it that way. But I had an attitude. I had an attitude. Yeah, I had an attitude. I had a bad attitude.
Why is it?
I think it was like resentment from my mom leaving my dad.
Okay.
I think I carried a grudge with her for a lot of years.
You did?
And, yeah, we talked about it. We talked about it, and it was probably the one of the worst things that I've done. Because it shaped how I saw like females. It shaped how I saw females growing up. Because I couldn't even get along with my own mom. Like I used to be embarrassed about stupid stuff. Like I wouldn't want her to come to my football games.
Why?
It's just a boy thing.
But she's there to support you. So
right, but when you look around, you see other people, mama's acting all crazy. That's
yeah.
I don't know how my mama gonna react on me at the games, but I just never wanted her at my games. Like I used to sign up for football teams without my mom involvement.
Oh yeah,
like she wouldn't even know that I play for a team. She would just see me like leaving out the house on a Saturday morning, be like, "Where you going? I got a football game." Dang, you ain't tell me, because mind you, I had money, so I just go pay the registration myself.
Oh my God!
I'm on the team. And I mean, eventually she'll know, but like my dad would be at the game, and I look over there, and I'm glad he there. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like a man thing. Like you need to see me get off on these guys. I'm gonna go extra hard because my daddy here. My mama here. She'll tell me. And her justification was that because I used to play for losing teams when it came to basketball. Like I wasn't really the best in basketball.
Hold on. Don't try to sit here and try to put it on them teams. No. You were on that team, so you contribute the same amount of losses.
I played football and I played basketball.
Okay.
And so, but it was just, I think the basketball in me was just to keep active, and just to have something positive to do. And then I ain't gonna lie, early on I thought I was actually good until I got around some guys that was really good, and I would be on the bench, and I was just like, whatever, football my thing anyway. I see y'all on the field.
And I've always heard that when you play football, those play football have a lot more heart. than those who play basketball.
It's just how you feel about the sport, really. You know, and football was just something I always felt deeply about. And then I felt like the coaches took to me more in football. The lessons that we learned, I felt like they was more it was like the structure, the discipline that I was instilled with when in football, it was more father like, you know, as opposed to basketball. It was just like they just worked the mess out of us, and then, you know, practice was over. It wasn't really like that bond like it is with football. And I think it's probably because of the likability of you getting hurt in football. And so it's like you gotta care more for, you know, these kids, because they could get hurt.
And get hurt,
I mean, you get hurt in basketball too, but you're more likely to get hurt playing football. And, you know, it's like a high contact sport. And so I just took to football more.
Than the basketball.
Yeah, I took to that.
Okay,
more.
so let me get back to your mom. Like, being that whatever, like, I know you say you held a grudge against her, right? You felt some type of way with her, but now that you look back at it, do you have a better understanding of it? Because you were young, you didn't quite know all of what was going on, so you just went by what you knew, and you assessed it that way and kept it going.
I mean, of course, because, you know, when you're young, you think that what you deserve is, you know, what's right. Yeah. And you know, most children never know the truth.
Right.
You know, sadly, most never know the truth. We just kind of grow up with our own perspective on life and situations that occur. And you know, it's a blessing if you get understanding, you know, when you're old enough to understand. And things can be cleared up that way. But my mom didn't know any better. I mean, she had me when she was 20, you know. And so, I mean,
are you the only child?
No, I got a sister and I got a brother.
Okay.
Yeah. But you know, it's only so much you can know when you young and you having children, and then your mother, you know, she's not really educated like that. And, you know, it really runs deep. It runs deep. And then, you know, talking to some elders, you know, some of them don't believe that, like my dad's mom, for example, she don't believe that your children should know everything about their parent.
But you
know, because it's none of their business. It's they don't have a right to judge their parent. So what's the sense? What's the sense in knowing anyway? You know, but I feel like knowing your family's history is very important.
It is.
I feel
very
like
much
that.
so.
Yeah, because if, you know, my dad had, you know, an attitude problem, and then I come right behind him, and, you know, I get straight A's in school, but I don't get the honor roll because I got attitude problems. I
got disciplinary issues.
Yeah, I had situations like that where I got all A's, and then I got a attitude problem, and I didn't make honor roll.
Oh, wow.
But I'm a straight A student though. But my attitude stopped me from getting a what did they call it? The dean's list. Yeah, it stopped me.
Wow.
You know, and so but it was something that it was never corrected until it was too late. It was more so, and I think with a lot of parents, you know, it's not an act of correction. It's more like criticism. So it's like you know, your bad tail, you know what I'm saying? Like your bad but really it should be a conversation about your bad behavior.
Why you acting that way?
But label you've actually labeled your child at that moment. You know, like, you know, we get stuff like, that's that devil in you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, now I'm the devil. You know, like, so you grow up, you like, oh, I'm a devil. Like,
I'm bad. I'm mean.
Like, yeah. And so, you know, you carry those things, you know, whether you know it or not, you carry those things, and it just creates a monster out of you.
It does. I think that it depends on, you know, and I was talking to someone earlier, even though we're all walking the same green earth, no matter what state, what city we're in, but we all come up different. We all experience things different.
Yeah.
And it kind of baffles me sometimes, because I'm like, hold on, we're in the same city, and you don't know this or you don't know that. But everybody is different.
Yeah,
So
everybody's
I
different.
I get it. And everybody has been through some things. And the part when you were saying about when you coming up, you didn't know that it was a struggle.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of us knew it was a struggle. But when we look at it now, it's like, damn, we weren't doing good. Like,
Right.
it was tight, But I look at it on far as me, I look at it as it allowed, okay, because I went through that, now I know not to do that
Right.
because I don't want to go through that,
Right. Right.
So let me ask you now, when you were speaking about with your mom and dealing with females,
Uh-huh.
how are you now? Are you in a relationship now?
I am.
So how is that relationship now? Like, what's different now from years ago?
It's an everyday struggle. It's
It's
good.
everyday struggle.
It's good, but it's an everyday struggle.
Well, relationships. Well, let me put
But see, the thing is, I hate to cut you off, but it's the part about compromise. Compromise.
Are you
Like,
selfish?
no, I'm not selfish.
Okay.
I'm not selfish. I'm
Okay.
just confident in the decisions that I make.
I said no. We're not going, and that's it.
Mm,
But what about the come on now? What about the conversation piece? Now you said a
I'm
conversation
working
needs to
on
be
it.
had.
I'm working on it.
You're working on it.
I'm
Well, as long
working
as you're
on it.
working on
I
it,
am
and it's
working on it.
a progress, and that
Yeah.
person can see that, then that's good.
Yeah, I know it's not right. I know it's not right, So I can at least acknowledge that, I don't have a problem acknowledging that. I don't have a problem acknowledging things that I'm not good at.
Right.
But when I know I'm good at something, then I'm good at that.
Good at it.
But that's definitely something that I have to work on. And it didn't happen overnight.
Right.
It's a process. But at the same time, like one of my uncles always say, he said, "Take your time, but hurry up."
Especially nowadays.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
it's
because
like
you can mess around and lose it. Like,
yeah,
mess around and
absolutely,
lose it. Yeah.
absolutely. And so I'm putting some pep in my step.
Well, as long as you're putting forth the effort, don't just talk about it, but show that person that it's a effort every day. But relationships, period, are uh, a everyday thing. People say marriage. I'm saying being with somebody, period. It's a job sometimes.
Yeah.
Especially if if you're not able to convey, how you feel about that person, or the person got to pull something out of you. Like, damn, what I do to you?
Yeah.
Only thing I said was I love you. Like, you can't say it back, or you don't have to say it back if you don't mean it. But just little stuff like that. So I get it. So are there any kids, anything like that?
No.
So you're in a relationship, but no kids yet.
No kids.
Well, that's good. I mean, you gotta get them things right first before you get the kids. So I get it.
Man, they
Don't-
making it hard to have kids, man. Gas
What?
prices and everything, man.
Well, look, but keep on living. Keep on living. I mean, So what do you do for fun?
For fun, man, that's really a tough one. I do things for fun. We like to try new restaurants. I say
Okay.
Right. So for fun,
See?
for fun, I like to do things with my lady.
Okay.
Like, we like to go travel and go to new restaurants and meet people.
Right.
And wake up with no schedule. That's
Okay.
fun to me. Waking up with no schedule, no aim, just go.
Just go.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So you kind of live off the fly?
For fun.
Yeah.
But not often. Not often, but for fun, yes.
Mhm.
And then what I do for a living is fun.
Okay.
So it kind of blends sometimes, like we might go on a gig out of state.
Mm-hmm.
And we gonna get the work out the way, and then we gonna hit a night spot, hookah spot, go see some scenery and
enjoy the time.
Yeah, we not there to work the whole entire time.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
Mm-hmm.
And
I get you.
That's fun. Like, that's really fun. Just learning about how other people living and just being thankful and grateful for what you done been through.
Yeah.
I mean, because I remember actually working over here in Suffolk.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Where
I used to work at Massimo Zanetti.
Okay.
Coffee
My
plant.
mom used to work there. Okay.
Yeah, 12-hour shifts.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
she
it's
know
smell
how it
like
is.
coffee. Yeah.
Yeah, hauling them big old bags of coffee.
So
And
you said you ain't doing that manual labor stuff.
man, I was a slave. I was a slave, like for real.
Well, I mean, it just prepared you for where you are now.
Oh
So
yeah.
you had to put in that grunt work, early on. But so now you get to live in your purpose and do what you enjoy doing. So with this content creator, what are some of the things that you actually create? Or do you create for other people or just for yourself?
Um, a lot for a lot people.
Okay.
I was most known early on for music videos. Shot a lot of music videos. Not proud of all of them, but hey,
What?
I don't know. I feel like a lot of that content boosted the crime wave. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah, you guys with the guns and all of that. I think I was the first videographer around here to actually shoot a video with a gun in it. And um, I apologize to any kid that seen that and thought it was cool.
Yeah.
I really do. It wasn't cool. It wasn't worth the time, the energy, the money. It wasn't worth any of that. And so ever since I've been trying to right my wrongs in a sense and provide a sense of value to everybody I work with.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you do your rap, you don't do any of that bust your mom in the head,
No.
kick your sister down the steps, because a lot of our kids, and it go along with what you just said, because a lot of our kids listen to that and they idolize it and they think that that's the thing to do.
They do,
but really when it's not.
They do.
So you don't say any of that in your rap.
No, it's all of that is systematic,
Yeah.
and I can honestly say that a lot of those guys that I was shooting for, we had conversations and I expressed to them, how I felt about, what it is that they were putting out, and, gave them conversation, pieces to think about, like, you is it on? Oh, okay. It sounded like it had went out. But just to think about if you if your life is going tomorrow, or you go away and can't make another song for a while, like, is this how you want the people to remember you? Like, if your mom had to do a story on the news about you, like, this is all she got to talk about. This is pretty much this is this what you really want to do? Because at the end of the day, I'm not these guys parent, guardian, or I'm not their god. I'm not none of that, but I run a business. And so but I do have a heart too.
Yeah.
And I express how I feel about these things, and some of them have made the effort to make a switch. They've they've gotten a little older, and they come to me and they like, man, I don't want to make music like that no more. That was stupid.
Yeah, that was
and then you realize that you didn't even get a record deal. Like, everybody that you was watching thinking you was gonna be next up, like, it ain't happen. All that happened is you lost a couple people that you cared about.
Yeah.
And
damage the community.
Yeah. But one thing I can take credit for and all of that is I take credit for the police having to do their job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you think about it like this. I like to keep it real about what it is that I do and how it affects everybody. Let's say them guys was not making music. Let's say they won't making videos. Let's say that it was just a shooting every night. One thing I can say that the music did, sad to say, but it tipped off, authorities of where they needed to do their job at. You know what I'm saying? So I look at it in one aspect, like, dang, man, that's messed up. You know what I'm saying? That's going on like that. But it's like, if it's no resources to fix the problem and the problem is going to happen, then it at least gave them a way to do their job. And you can't fix stupid. Somebody once
No,
told me
absolutely
that.
not.
Yeah, somebody once told me you can't fix stupid, and you know, they was right. And so if you're gonna be that stupid to get on a platform as big as YouTube and pretty much just tell all your business,
Right.
then maybe you're not fit for society
No,
as we know
because
it.
absolutely, because that's what a lot of them do. They, if you want to find out something, go listen to their lyrics.
Mhm.
They're gonna lay everything out for you, but then they get upset when, like you said, the authorities do their job. If
Yeah.
you not doing what you're not supposed to be doing, you won't have to worry about it.
Right. Right. And I've only been contacted one. I've never been contacted by authorities for
Okay.
anybody or anything. The I have been contacted by TMZ.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, I have been contacted by TMZ about something that happened related to the video, but the information they had was all twisted. And
Okay.
I told them, that's what you got. Go to the person that gave you the information,
Yeah.
because I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. But that's normally TMZ anyway.
Yeah, they were trying
Kind
to build a
of,
story,
yeah,
and
they
so
just be all over the place.
mhm.
But what is it something? What is something? At least two things that people don't know about you by looking at you, or even actually just actually interacting with you.
um, hmm. A lot of people actually did not know that I made music.
Okay.
Yeah, they didn't know. Some people still don't know. Um, and you know, along with the music, I also make beats too.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know that, and then a lot of people don't know my age.
Well, how old are you?
I'm 33.
Oh, you still young. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, a lot of them guys actually thought I was, you know, young,
Younger,
like
yeah.
their age. You know, they thought I was like they peer, and I just magically appeared out of nowhere one day with a camera and just started shooting everybody
Right.
videos. They was wondering what high school I went to and everything, you know. But people that know me for a while, they know that I made music, and they know, like they know pretty much where I've been, and you know, they know what's going on.
Yeah.
They know what's going on.
In 3 to 5 years, where do you see yourself? Like, honestly, like, and what I mean by that is, um, with your goals that you have set up for yourself, like 3 to 5 years, where's DeAndre going to be doing?
Man, um, I, I'm gonna have a major production company
Okay.
on the video and audio side. I'm gonna be into real estate, as it, you know,
Mm.
as it relates to the field that I'm in,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna be on stages teaching and motivating.
I know that's right.
Yeah,
And what are you gonna be teaching and motivating?
I'm gonna be teaching people how to do what I do.
Okay,
Mhm.
that's good.
Yep. And I also have a podcast too.
Okay,
Um that is called Minds Behind the Mic,
what
where
is it called?
Minds Behind the
Mine's
Mic.
behind the mic. Okay.
Yeah, where I sit down with artists, and like I said earlier, you
Mhm.
know, my way of, you know, righting my wrongs.
Right.
Where I sit down with artists and talk with them about music as it relates to mental health.
Mm.
And so, you know, we have conversations like this, but it's more so on the musical side, and we break down lyrics as it relates to mental health, you know, going through the thoughts, the feelings, the
Right.
triggers, the cycles, and you know, everything else. You know, and some of those conversations get really deep, and
I'm
so
sure because
yeah.
they, what I've learned is a lot of them, a lot of artists aren't slow by far.
Mm-mm.
They're very intelligent people.
No.
Some of them just misguided, some of them, but for the most part, they're very intelligent people, and some of them know how to tell stories. But
Yeah.
like I say, what they've been through their lyrics, and a lot of them
Yeah.
been through some
Absolutely.
horrifying things.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So that's what you see yourself at. Okay, well that's good. So in the near future, are you planning to get married, or like is that a thing for you? Because the reason why I asked you this is because normally, well, you're kind of set aside. You're kind of different from the normal artists.
Mm.
It's only like a small pool of you guys,
Yeah.
whereas it's oversaturated with the other pool. But being an artist and in the field that you're in, That's why I asked you about if you want to settle down and get married, because it's like,
I will. It makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah, it makes
okay,
sense.
well, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, whatever makes you happy.
Anybody that can put up with me
Yeah, yeah,
deserves it all.
yeah. It have to be a special type of person, huh?
Yeah,
Well, I mean, obviously that
and
person must be
she
for you.
definitely put up with me, even even when I was at my lowest point. Yeah,
See, now that's when you, yeah, I get her being there for you,
yeah,
but that's when you start looking at her different.
yeah,
Like, you know what? Forget what happened with mama or whatever. Like, oh, this a rider right here.
yeah. I
If
got
if they can be with you at your lowest points.
yeah, and you know I'm human, so I always gotta remind myself of that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because we so busy trying to go forward, go forward, go forward, and you know, I always gotta, I gotta always consider her needs too.
Yeah.
Because we'll try to fill our own plates up
Mm-hmm.
with so much to do. It's like I always gotta make sure that it's some time set aside for what it is that she want to do too.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know the type of person that she is, and
Okay.
you know, she she got potential to be, way bigger than me. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? But
Oh,
I'm gonna be right there.
stick right.
Yeah, I'm gonna be right.
Like
I'm gonna be
we
right
is
there.
is we.
Yeah,
It's called community. We
yeah.
we can be right there.
But
Yeah, I got you.
I'm saying she will be bigger than me
Yeah.
because it's gonna take a person bigger than me to push me.
Right.
You get
That's
what I'm
right.
saying?
That's right.
That's why I say it that way.
Yeah.
Like, somebody that or side by side, like you said,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I got a lot of work. I got a lot of work. Like I got a lot going on, but I got
Mm-hmm.
a lot of work to do too.
Well.
Because um I'm definitely in a transitioning point in business and in
Okay.
life, where it's like I'm everything I'm doing, like this is pretty much for life. Like this is,
Okay.
yeah, it's not like a season.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, nothing is for a season.
And so, what
Like
you this content creating, you're doing this full time.
yes,
Okay. Well, that's great.
yep,
You're doing it full time, and you get paid to do something that you already enjoy doing. Like,
mhm,
what other? It's nothing else to it. So yeah, why not make it a a lifetime thing?
absolutely. I mean, I've in my opinion, I've had some of the best jobs that a person can have. I worked about 13 jobs in my 20s, and
God
that's
damn, you
and
work out like what,
you can
30
look.
days here, 45 days there.
No, I had jobs like longevity,
Yeah, I got
but
you.
I had little side jobs sometimes too. Like even when I worked for the government, I went and took a temp job for like 30 days,
Okay.
and it was only 30 days because that's how long the job lasts, was
Okay.
30 days. And it was a full time, it was a side job, but it was a full-time job
Mm-hmm.
too. Um, and I've been working since I was about 14, but
Okay.
I had my hustle when I was
Right.
8, but I've been working like I've been getting my hands dirty since I was like 14. When all my peers was going clubbing and
Mm-hmm.
team parties, I was in the cold changing brakes and doing oil changes, and
Wow.
like I've always worked. I missed a lot of important family functions in my 20s because of work.
Of
Like
work.
it got to the point where nobody invited me to anything
Cause
because they
you
just
work on
like
keep
DeAndre.
on work.
Yeah. I started to become like my dad, really.
Mm-hmm.
Just work, and I'm I'm trying to um I'm trying to be satisfied with how I spend my time, because you'll never be balanced. You
Right.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But you can be satisfied,
Mm-hmm.
and so I'm trying to become more satisfied with how I allocate my time to business versus how I allocate my time with family and things like that.
Yeah. Well, you got to do what's best for you and
Yeah,
yours. But you do have to have that free time, and to get out and enjoy life, and it's nothing wrong with being business minded either. And you have goals and you have things that you're trying to do.
yeah.
So you got to stay on the grind. Like the grind doesn't stop.
It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. But what I do know is you got to make a different decision to do something different.
Yeah. In
You
order to
know
get a
what I'm
different
saying?
outcome, yeah.
Yeah.
You keep doing the same thing, you're gonna get the same
Yeah.
results. So on those days when you're feeling stressed or you're feeling like the world's on your shoulders or whatever, how do you decompress? Like how do you push past that stressful time?
I got two ways of doing it. sometimes I let the day get the best of me. I lay in the bed all day and watch Netflix, binge watch. Like,
Okay.
you know, and then you know, sometimes sometimes, you know, might get a massage. It's been a while. We probably
Okay.
need to go get massages.
Notice he talked everything and I like that though.
Because I don't really have like any I don't really have too many I don't really have any escapes that I do like alone.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like, because when I'm alone, that's when I'm editing, you know, and I
Okay. You're
really,
working.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
I'm at peace when I'm editing though,
Mhm.
you know,
Mhm.
but I could lose a whole day just editing. You know, I might edit like 4 videos in a day, three
Mhm.
videos, 4 videos in a day, and before I know it, I haven't got any sunlight. Now I feel terrible because I ain't been in the sun all day,
Right.
you know, and so you know, I got to do things in moderation, even work. And
That's definitely true.
yeah, and then a lot of times, to relieve my stress, I got to be told to relieve. Like, I got to be told, like, stop it. Like,
Mhm.
let's go out. Let's go get a massage. Let's go to your sister house. Let's go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let's go check on this family. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Get out. Yeah.
yeah, I got to be told, like,
Damn.
to decompress.
Mhm.
I have to. I have to.
Well, that's good and bad. I mean, but at the end of the day, if that's what you need in order to push you out to do what you gotta do, then that's what you gotta do.
Like the lady said yesterday at the brunch, all gas, no brakes. That's pretty much what
Yeah.
it's been. And you know, I'm not saying it's all good that way, but sometimes that's all you know.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like that's all you know when you know you didn't have any, you know, extracurriculums with your
Mhm.
dad on the weekends, and you know, you look at him, he working, you look at you working.
Yeah.
Like, it's like you just become accustomed to it, and you know, to the point where you don't really know how to have fun no more. You know,
Mm.
it can become that bad where, you know, you could be in the room and, you know, you're supposed to be enjoying the moment.
I
And
was going to ask you that. Have you ever been somewhere, room full of people, but you felt like you were the only one there?
yeah,
I feel
yeah,
like that all the time. I'm like,
I miss opportunities because of that, you know.
yeah.
And the thing is, like, I mean, yesterday we sitting at the
Mhm.
brunch together, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't know where my mind was at, but then y'all like, yo, what's your name? And then
Mhm.
we sitting right at the same table.
Yep. And when I realized, I was like, oh, I'm tipsy, so I don't want to talk to him because it's like that's the business side. I don't want him to see me like eyes all crossed. Like I was like, damn. But I mean, we had to go ahead and ask you. So because I pretty much knew you probably didn't recognize, you didn't know who we were.
No, I
But
didn't.
once I saw, I knew who you were.
Right.
Like I said, I just was like, no, I ain't gonna say nothing to him yet
Right,
because
but that's
I'm
bad because
toasted.
I should be able to speak. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I work with people, I serve people, like, you know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
it's like I should be able to say, hey, what's going on? Like, how
Right.
y'all doing? Like, you know, but my mind just be like, you know,
Going out
and
there.
I'm looking at, I got the creative mind on, so I'm looking at the place like this ain't look like this the last time we was here.
Right.
I'm
Yeah. And
checking
that's what a lot
out
of
the
people say. Yeah.
decor. I'm thinking about what a video will look like shot
Mhm.
in here. Like, my mind on some other stuff.
Right. Right.
Like, I'm at the event, but I ain't in the
You ain't in the
event. You
event.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And
Yeah.
so I gotta learn how, I got to work on actually being present
Yeah.
instead of just showing up. Because I'll
Yeah.
show up to so many things and I won't be present at all. Like, in the mind,
Mm.
I'll just be somewhere else.
Somewhere else.
And
Yeah.
and I guess it's because a lot of times where places I have been, I showed up, but I, you know, wasn't present. You know, like I might go to somebody's family function, and
Mhm.
it's like a really, really nice function, but my sole purpose for being there is to capture it. So
Okay.
I
Yeah. You're
can't
on the other
even,
side.
yeah, I
Yeah.
can't even really enjoy
Mhm.
it. Like, I go to a movie and just pick it apart. Be like, oh, that was green screen.
Damn.
That was, you know, but
Yeah.
something that's really good, like if it's really, really good,
Mhm.
then it'll have me.
Okay.
It'll have me. Like,
Okay.
I don't care how they shot it. Like, you know, I'm just about to watch it, and then I'll just binge watch it if it's a series, a show, or something, you know. So I do have my what I call human moments. I have my human moments. I try not to be a machine all the time.
All the time. But you know, you only doing what you know.
Yeah.
So and what you've seen. So I mean, on the flip side, we can't count that against you because I mean, you could be doing other things.
I mean, but
you know,
I
it could be
know
another
too
way.
at the same time.
Yeah.
I do know. Like that's the thing. Like I'm aware.
Yeah.
I'm aware. And you know, I get it. I get it right.
You will. Right. Just like you say, you know, but just kind of do it a little swiftly because you know, pick your feet up because you know,
I do meditate though.
You do meditate?
Yeah, that's why when she said it yesterday at the brunch, well, the other day at the brunch, I really, you know, it resonated with me.
Okay.
Because, you know, I will stop everything and lay down for 15 minutes and just put on some meditation music.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, like I require it. I require meditation daily. Like even if it's just in my car, I just pull over somewhere or just, you know, turn the meditation music on and, you know, just I think I'd be chasing silence.
Oh,
I think I really like it was a lot of points that was made at that brunch that
confirmation.
Yeah, that I'm like, yo, like we really living like that. We really living like that. And I feel like everybody's chasing silence because it's a luxury.
Yeah.
It's really a luxury. I mean, if you got kids, you can't even go to the bathroom in peace.
Or a dog. You got my dog. I can't even go to the bathroom in peace.
Yeah, so I mean, people out here chasing money, but it's people out here that's chasing silence.
Yeah,
it's like I got so much money that the phone won't stop ringing.
Yeah,
you know, because everybody wants some. You know, bill collectors, my cousin, granny, uncle, auntie, nephew,
everybody,
everybody. You know, and so, I think I really be determined to get some silence in every day, at least some, you know, sunlight and silence. Those are two things
requirements
that every person should make it their business to acquire daily. You know, because we all need it. We all need both of them. We need sunlight. We need silence.
Yeah, I don't know if I need sunlight. I don't know because I can sit in the house all day and not go outside. Like I'm good.
Telling you.
But quietness. I'm learning that sometimes you know, put it this way, sometimes you have to be careful what you ask for because you know people ask for, you know, I want this type of lifestyle or I want to do this, I want to do that, but then you know you be doing all of that, but then it be the simple things that you can't obtain sometimes.
Yeah,
you know, so I'm gonna try that meditation though because I stay on my phone and stuff a lot, like so even like now with going to restaurants and stuff, it's like I'm on my phone. I don't even know who's in there. It's on my phone.
Yeah.
And look up and the damn place is packed, you know.
Right.
So it have to be I definitely received that and because I'm gonna have to start doing that myself.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be like an all day thing.
Oh, it won't be
it's
all
just
day.
It's just like it's like a moment in time. Like you know, it just puts you mentally back where you need to be. And just lets you know that you know, it lets you know that you have a piece of self like in that day, because sometimes you give everybody so much of you. You know, me, I work in a studio and I shoot video, so you gotta think of the times where I'm around music that I don't enjoy. You know, but I gotta mix it. And this person is here for a few hours, so they gonna kill me in here. You know, sonically they gonna kill me.
Right.
Like, and there's times where I just gotta clear my whole schedule after that session, or I gotta kind of push them back because I'm about to sanitize this whole place and I'm about to meditate on this couch.
Yeah.
Like,
That's right.
I'm about to meditate for this hour. You know, chasing that silence though. You know, chasing that silence because I didn't just, you know, just dish myself out to everybody.
And
like,
everything.
Yeah.
So basically, during that time, you actually just replenishing yourself.
Absolutely. I mean, think about it. You know, if you use your phone too much, it get hot. You know,
your eyes start.
Yeah. Or you ever your phone ever told you that it was too hot to charge? Yeah. But the phone is a reflection of us. It was inspired by us. Yeah, computers was inspired by us. We have a CPU, and when we get too full, We gotta empty the
Overload,
trash
yeah.
can, like just like a computer. We gotta charge up every night, and then you can't overcharge.
Yeah, that's right.
Sleeping too much is just as
Just as
detrimental
bad,
as
yeah.
not sleeping enough.
Mm-hmm.
And so the same way you take care of your phone, you put protective screen on your phone so it don't crack. What you putting on? What you protecting? How you protecting yourself from the outer world? You know what I'm saying? When you go outside, like where's your casing? You know, to block the negative vibes and all of that's going on, like protecting your energy and things of that nature. Like, your phone got to upgrade, and then you got to upgrade.
That's
and,
right.
and and
That's
it,
right.
yeah, and it's a period of time where the phone needs to be left alone.
I
So
like
that
this
it can do,
analogy. I like
the
this.
phone has to be left alone so that it can upgrade. And so you don't think you need to be left alone so you can upgrade?
That's right.
I'm just saying.
That's right. That's
I'm
right.
just saying.
Well, I have enjoyed talking to you, DeAndre. I actually have never really met you. I've just seen some of your work or whatever. So I have a different outlook on you now. I see what you do, but I see the man behind all of that. And for me, as far as this episode is concerned, that's what it was for. So people can actually get to see who you are, that you are, a person. You believe it or not, you are a person. You're a person who has been through some things, but just like everybody else, you're still striving and you're gonna get there. You're gonna get there. So I'm pretty sure she's happy and you're happy. But before we leave, we always ask our guests, how had their time been since they've been on Way to Get Minute podcast?
Oh man, if you ain't been up here, then
He's my old man.
you ain't been on a podcast. Because this has definitely been a pleasure. You're very, very, very good at what you do.
Appreciate it.
And I know it's going to pay off. And you just have to keep going. I mean, look at me. I said I'm 700 videos plus up since 2015, and probably got a lot more left.
Right.
I'm not burnt out yet. I'm thankful, but I know help is on the way.
Yeah.
Because I've laid the foundation, and same with you, is like help is on the way because you're laying the foundation. And so just continue to build. Always review everything you do.
Yeah.
Because the best is yet to come.
I appreciate that, and we actually received that. So and I'm not going to hold you up. I know you guys places to be and things to do, but again, I definitely want to thank you for accepting our invitation because you could have been anywhere else, but thanks be to the man upstairs. You're here, and you actually dropped some gems today, personal and professional. So but before we go, I have to ask you this. And I always say that I was like, I got one more question, but it's my last question though. What advice would you give someone who's trying to do what you're doing? Look at that camera right there and tell them.
Some advice. I got to make this one count. If you want to, like video?
Whatever.
If you want to be a content creator, what I suggest you do is find a problem. Find a problem and find a way to solve it. That's it.
That was short, but it was deep. So you were launching deeper.
Yeah.
From the other day.
Yeah, find a problem.
Yeah,
find a problem. Because that's really what has kept me in business is I constantly solve problems. People always have problems, whether it's getting clients or whether it's having a professional presentation, or whether it's their story being told correctly or, adequate. Like, it's always a problem.
It is. And as long as we keep living, it's definitely going to be problems upon problems. But we have people like yourself that are here to tackle them and solve them.
And also, when you saw those problems, like educate those people
That's right.
on how to avoid the problem from happening again. A lot of times we won't educate the people that's paying us because we think that
Cut us
we'll
off.
lose a customer. You know, we think we give them too much. But as long as you're learning, you always have something to give. And you know, the day that I don't shoot videos anymore, I'll sell books.
Okay.
You know, I'll teach courses, which is where I'm headed.
Okay.
You know, I'll film movies. Like it'll always be something for me to
Something for you
do.
to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll always be something for me to do. And you know, everybody in their industry, it'll always be something for you to do. You know, when you know, you got somebody that's in the kitchen cooking, like eventually you're gonna run the store. And then, you know, somebody gonna come replace you and you're gonna open another store, become a franchise, and
That's
you
right.
know, you're gonna, you know, lead that business and start another brand. And you know, it's always something for you to do. And so you have to always ask yourself, what is it that I'm supposed to be doing
Yeah.
right now,
Mm-hmm.
later on, tomorrow? You know, and when you get to tomorrow, even though they say it's never promised, then or you get to the future, then you know the later now. you get to the later now,
Right.
you ask, did I do what I was supposed to do?
That's
You
right.
know, or if you keep having the same answer for what you're supposed to be doing, that means you're not doing nothing.
Mm. You done dropped some gems today.
So,
And I really, I wasn't, I'm not gonna say I wasn't expecting. I didn't think anything less, but you kind of went a little deeper than I thought maybe you would. But
well,
we definitely appreciate it.
well, my company slogan is thinking outside the frame.
That's catchy too.
Yeah. So, you know, everything with me is always thinking outside the frame. And I challenge my client. That's really the biggest thing about my company. I didn't say that, and forgive me, you know, my company, forgive me. But thinking outside the frame, I challenge people to do that because we look at a picture and we only see what's within that border, but it's really what's outside of that border that even made that come together. Just like, you know, we're sitting right here, but there's a lot more hands that's outside of this frame
Right.
that's really making this possible. And so, you know, those people are just as important, even though they're not right here with us.
That's absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. So with that, we're gonna wrap on up, and you know, we're definitely gonna stay in contact. We're definitely gonna lock. And I just want to encourage you to keep pushing, to keep doing what it is you think you need to do, no matter what it is, and continue to take your Zen time. You've encouraged me to take my Zen time.
Yeah.
But also I wanted to make sure that you let people know where they can follow you at.
You can follow me on all platforms at DeAndre Fulton, DeAndre Fulton, Fulton, like the bank. No, we not related, but you know,
Speaking into
it is what it
existence.
is.
That's right.
Yeah, and that's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, just everything really. DeAndre Fulton.
All right. So with that being said, we're gonna get on up out of here. So you guys have a good night. You gonna tell them good night, DeAndre?
From WAGM Minute.